Yo, we're back. This is Runnin Point, episode 29. That's Ronnie. That's Serge. Steve, I'm DJ. Here we talk about everything Knicks and Lakers and everything in between and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, we're going to start off with the Lakers. Obviously.
Yo,
What?
Out of control.
What?
You starting this right now.
What?
You want to start with the Lakers?
Yeah, why
start
not?
All right, we start at the
Why
top.
not? Yeah, you know
Start at the top.
So with the
Lakers.
Lakers,
Like that, right?
I'm asking. What's up?
we chilling. We good.
I'm asking you a question. Are you going to elaborate, sir?
What was the question?
What about the Lakers? What's happening? Third.
We
now.
chilling. We
I mean, we getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Like we third. LeBron coming back. He coming back tonight. They're playing the Bulls. We really just chilling.
I'd like to
Why
see
you
us
laughing?
move up one more spot before the playoffs, but I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not too worried about seeding because the seeding at the lower half is not set.
Yeah.
So we don't know who we're gonna play. A lot of the West is matchup dependent. I'm good because Golden State had lost a game, Minnesota had lost a game. We're not gonna dip into the 6th spot or the play-in. We're gonna have home court advantage. We might dip to the 5th spot, but the 5th, 4th spot is kind of the same. They're gonna play each other.
Yeah.
So I'm comfortable. That's why I say we're chilling. We're good. Now we're just getting healthy, playing out the regular
What's
season.
Golden State? 4?
They're 6.
6?
Yeah. So you know what I mean?
All right.
We good. I'm not worried about seeding because once we know the matchup, then I'll be worried about that. Right now, we could fall wherever. We're not going to get number 1. We know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we won't know the matchups until it gets closer to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a tight race right now.
Are you nervous at the fact that, like, LeBron is hurt or was hurt and coming back from injury?
No, I mean,
Being 40 years old, you know what I mean?
We're as nervous as you are with Jalen Brunson being hurt, I guess.
But
That's Iron Man.
who?
LeBron?
But he's 40 though.
It's a
I mean,
growing
but
issue.
That's all I'm saying.
But I mean,
But
you can
he's had it
call.
before.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
all.
that's what I'm worried
What
about.
you would
That's
like.
all I'm saying.
I feel
I'm
like
not trying to take a shot.
I feel
You
like
trying to take a shot.
LeBron is.
I did.
We trying to speak like fans.
We saying
bro.
LeBron's 40, but like LeBron has proven that he's not 40.
Yes, but it's
You know what I'm
it's a
saying?
groin injury. That's all, and he's had it before. And
That's
it
true.
lingers. That's all I'm saying.
That's true, but I mean, I don't know. He's got really, really good habits. He takes very good care of himself. We hope the best. You know, we'll see what he looks like. I know they're playing now, and you know they're having a game tonight and with Chicago, and they're down right now. But
Let's just say, for instance, like Luka's been resting as well. Let's just say one of those two are out. Like, is the other guy good enough to bring a team to win a round?
what you think?
I'm asking a question.
A round?
Yeah,
It all depends on
with
who
with obviously the team.
Who it's against.
Luka could help us. Luka could win a round. I wouldn't
Without
necessarily
LeBron?
bet on it.
Luka, you mean like Luka? Can Luka win without
Without
LeBron,
LeBron
for
or
a
Bron
round?
without
Yes.
The first round?
Yes.
Yeah.
A first round
Maybe. Yeah.
It just depends on who we go against.
if it's the Warriors.
yeah.
If it's the Warriors,
If it's the Warriors.
I'm asking. Are you nervous about the Warriors?
No, I was asking about the Warriors only because I thought that they were ranked a little higher than that. I thought it was like 4 or 5, or I thought they were 5 and we were at 4 at one point. But I could be wrong about that.
Do you
I thought it was-
who you guys scared of right now?
Scared
not
of?
scared of? Who gives you
Our
the
biggest
challenge?
competition is probably going to be Denver.
A respectable fear, you mean?
I feel like Denver, because Denver didn't play Joker in the last 2 games that we beat them, and I feel like they might have a new offensive scheme or defensive scheme for the Lakers that
Yeah.
they purposely not going to show us in the regular season, so JJ Redick gets the first look at it in the playoffs if we meet him in the playoffs, which is smart. I think that's like the best way to kind of prepare for LA. Some of the best coaches have done stuff like that. Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson. They'll purposely like not show you certain schemes or
Yeah.
plays until playoff time. So Denver has been a challenge for us in the past, especially without us having a big center. I mean, we have a center, but not someone that can.
Is
You know
that your
what I'm
Achilles
saying?
heel?
Yeah. I
Could
would
be.
say that would be it. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
I'm not scared of any team in the West. Not saying that the Lakers are going to beat every team in the West, but as far as a team that I like,
I'm saying
Denver
matchups.
in Denver, like the last couple of years where you
Yep.
kind of knew, like, yo, you do not want to see. I don't see that, but we can be beat. I don't think there's a team in the West that can't be beat. So
So it's up for grabs this year. You think?
I
West.
mean, it's up for grabs
Going into the playoffs.
Going into the playoffs.
Gotcha.
Once we see OKC,
Got you.
if they're OKC from the regular season, then they're the favorites. But right now, we're leaning towards
That's fair.
up for grabs.
Who would you say is the favorite out of the East?
Boston.
Still Boston?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Is that a shot?
You already know who I'm going with.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Might
What
as well
are your
go to
thoughts
the
on?
Knicks.
What are your thoughts on your Lakers? I mean, you really are not talking.
No.
You're trying to throw jabs at the Knicks.
What you mean? I'm not throwing jabs. I agree with everything that's said. Sitting in third, not scared of anybody. I think Denver is the only team we really have to worry about. I think we match up well with anybody, to be honest.
Okay. And your crosstown rivals now, the Clippers. They're sitting in 7th right now. Do they pose any kind of threat to anyone?
I will say Kawhi's been looking great.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been looking great. Averaging 24, 6, and 5.
Just
for
removing
March.
myself and becoming an NBA fan, like no bias behind it or anything.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Relax.
said the same thing.
That would be
You're a Celtics fan.
a really good NBA story if the Clippers won the championship. Just because, you got James Harden.
Ain't gonna happen,
Yo,
nigga.
my guy.
Yo,
my
He's
guy.
Wes.
getting it together.
Watch
I'm-
it. Watch
listen,
your
let me
Laker
just-
passes.
I understand.
All right.
I understand,
Friction.
but I listen, man. I got some clout on my Laker pass, so relax. Let me do my job.
Okay.
You talking to Rodney?
Is-
I'm not a Laker fan.
What's his Norman Powell has
Hmm.
stepped up, in my opinion, as the second best third option in the NBA, behind Austin Reeves. I think that he's really shined this year. I'm happy for him. I
Okay.
don't like James Harden. Not a big James Harden fan,
Why?
but I just never been a fan of his
Okay.
style of play.
Okay.
Right, and I never thought that he was like totally committed to the game outside of the court. Like when he's on the court, obviously you see what he does, but you can see all the distractions that were also in his life, and it kind of turned me off from being a fan.
Okay.
But Kawhi, I felt like Kawhi's kind of dealt with injuries. He's introverted. He's made his decisions. He stood on those decisions, and to see him back playing well, and he's been called one of the worst NBA superstars of all time, and
Stephen A. Smith.
everything in between. Right? Again, right?
Yeah, guy.
I mean, that's
He's-
true though.
I mean, he's been called all this stuff, but to see them come together and win, and it would be the Clippers' first time ever winning, right?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool to see, but
Not at all.
It ain't gonna happen though.
But it ain't
Not
gonna
at all.
happen,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know.
I'm kind of surprised that they're that low in the standings because if
But
you
the West
remember
is tight.
earlier in the season, they
Yeah.
were before Kawhi was even playing regularly. They
Yeah.
were high up in the standings.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure exactly why, especially with Ty Lue as their coach.
Yeah.
James Harden, Norman Powell been playing well. Zubac, they got a solid team.
They
What the issue is it is James Harden. If you look at his numbers are not, what they should be as a superstar in this league.
But is he a superstar still?
Good
No,
question.
what are his
No.
numbers this year?
It's
Yeah.
22,
He was an All-Star.
22 5,
You know
and
what I mean?
8.
But look
22,
at
5, and 8.
But look at the shooting numbers, the percentages. He's not shooting well. He has a lot of bad shooting games.
Was he like under 40% from the field, or
Right
low?
around 40, probably
40?
like 43.
43.9%.
Okay, that's low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Field goal and
He's-
36 from
he's
3.
lost a
And
step.
36 from three?
36
Yeah.
from 3.
Yeah,
So
that's a rough
That's
shooting
fair.
year. Yeah,
So that's what's going on. But
and,
with the
and not
scoring,
to cut you off, how many games has he played?
a lot.
67.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
A lot.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Harden doesn't miss games,
No,
despite
very
what y'all
true.
think about his
He hoops.
people.
No, I
about-
know he shows up. It's just what do you get when he shows up, especially in the
True.
playoffs? That's my
Yeah.
thing, right?
That's the biggest thing.
Right.
And if he's not even playing well, as far as shooting well during this regular season, what can you expect in the playoffs?
Correct.
So, but will Kawhi take a jump? Sometimes he usually does. Can he stay healthy and will he make that jump? They
Well-
can beat 18. Like if I'm Houston, I don't want to see him.
You seen Ben
That's
Simmons?
currently
Have you
the
seen,
first round matchup.
Yeah.
That's currently the
Yeah,
first
right,
round.
Right now, it
Cool.
will be
Yeah.
Houston and Clippers.
clip?
I like that.
Houston and the Clippers.
Houston. Have you seen Ben Simmons' numbers?
No.
4, 4, and 4.
Damn. And I was arguing with this nigga on running on
Yeah.
TikTok
I saw you.
about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
What you saying?
Nah, just like give him a chance. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all I was saying. Really, at the end of the day, I was like,
Yeah.
just
Well,
don't
shout
know.
out to that fan that called
Yeah.
out DJ.
Like in terms of like,
you was right.
I mean, in terms of like just length, in terms of like defensively, perimeter defense. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah,
And
said-
alleviate the ball handling.
What he
That's what I'm
say?
thinking.
He said you talking about Ben Simmons from 4 years ago or something like that, right?
Hey, I mean,
I was with you. I'm
I
thinking
mean,
this
that's
shit
all.
out.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Steve,
thinking.
5, 4, and 6. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 6
Bruh.
assists.
I mean, that's not bad numbers. We're looking at the points. The points. If he was
How many
averaging
minutes?
double
Say it
digit
again?
points with those same
Minutes.
assists and rebounds, we would be fine.
Minutes
he goes in the
21.
playoff and does
21 minutes. That's not good.
I'm sorry.
21 minutes?
23 is
That's not good.
this season's been 23 minutes.
I'm talking about the 6 assists and the rebound, the 6 assists and the playmaking and the defense.
Yeah,
Like you
yes,
you
yes.
don't need much. It's his contract. It's the perception we have of Ben Simmons.
Oh, my apologies. That's not on the season. The 4-4-4 has been his stats since playing with
the Clippers,
With
right.
the Clippers, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I just wanted to give you
Yeah.
what
That's terrible.
compared to what it's
I
been.
did see you got a couple DMPs. That's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think a lot of it has to do with his back. If you look at old Ben Simmons when he first came in the league
Yeah.
and he put on mad weight, and
then
he had
guess
that
what,
broken
right?
leg,
yeah.
and then till now he's lost explosiveness. He's not as physically dominant as he once was. I think
Yeah.
that back was a bigger problem
gotta
than we know.
That
Yeah.
back, yeah, it's your back. That's a major part. Like,
Your back and your knees, once those go, it's like hard
Yeah.
to kind of like rebound from it. But I mean, I don't really. I know. I shouldn't say I know, but we've seen James Harden not show up at all in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So it's like, can we trust him? And then
We seen
Kawhi,
him get benched in the fourth quarter in the playoffs.
We can't trust him. No.
and then Kawhi. We just, to your point, we don't know physically if he can kind of like withstand another 16 games of playoff basketball. You know what I mean? To win a championship. I don't see that happening.
30, 40 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
night in and night out, and then traveling. I just don't see it. I mean, they're going to be really good.
They be leaning on Norman Powell
Yeah.
heavy in
Yeah,
the playoffs.
for sure.
I think he'll come out and show up. I think
I mean, he's a
he'll
champion
have
as well.
better numbers than he did in the
Oh,
regular
yeah, he
season.
won in Toronto, right?
Yeah, with Kawhi.
Yeah,
I mean, he
also-
should. I mean, it all depends. Role players don't play. He's a role player, right?
No,
he
he's a
just
third
missed out.
option.
But he's a role player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So role players, depending, they don't really play too well on the road, and you need your role players to play well on the road. I don't know if he's capable of that in this role. You know what I mean? That's all. It's just a different amount of pressure.
And playoffs.
Yeah, it's just a different pressure. But he is a champion.
I mean,
He's seen it before.
they're
He's seen
likely
it,
to
so-
play the Lakers,
who?
the Clippers.
Would y'all want to see that?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
It's
I'm saying,
possible.
I'm saying as Zubac's being a big, and you guys are right now lacking a big from the entire roster.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, there's no big. The
I'm saying
only
Zubac is just a big. That's all.
yeah,
Bruiser.
but like he. See, this is the thing. What teams don't like. All right, take Zubac for instance,
Yep.
playing against the Lakers. He's gonna dominate the paint, right?
Yep.
But that's gonna force the Clippers to play through Zubac. Is that their normal game plan? Is Zubac that type of player that could carry a team? That's gonna work to our advantage. You're gonna see a mismatch and then force feed Zubac, but that's gonna fuck up your whole game plan. That's gonna take somebody out of the rotation as far as getting the ball. So, like when teams do that, it's like you see a mismatch, but that's not a normal person that you go to. So,
And we'll take
to
that.
me, the only big that you're scared of is Jokic, and Embiid is gone, and ain't he in the Eastern Conference, so it don't matter to me.
Speaking of Eastern Conference, we have a 8th seeded team, the Magic. If it ended today, they would play the Cavs. They went 7 last year. Do they pose a threat to the Cavs this year?
They just beat him.
They just
Just-
ended their
just saying.
streak.
Like, are they good enough to pose a threat to the number 1 team in the East?
Are the Magic fully healthy? Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, they back?
I think Jalen's out for the season, I believe.
Jalen Suggs out
I
for the
believe
season?
he is.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Cole Anthony was out tonight.
Those two teams played each other last year in the
And went
playoffs.
seven. Mo
Went
Wagner's
7
out.
That's
games.
the thing.
Phenomenal 7 games series. I think that when those two teams left the court, one team got better in the offseason and the other team digressed.
You
And
think the
that's
Magic digress?
Yeah, I think they digressed. They're definitely not as good as they were last year.
Okay.
So that's called being digressing. You could call it injuries or whatever you want, just not what we expected this year.
What did we expect? Did you expect anything from the Magic?
Well, I expected something from Cleveland, and I expected the Magic to be better. Yes.
Okay.
These are teams that I expected to be better. I called Cleveland going to the Eastern Conference Finals at the beginning of the season. I even called Orlando being better than what they were actually were.
Okay.
So, disappointing season for me to see Orlando not barely get into the playoffs and possibly not even be in the playoffs. Expected more. Hopefully they bounce back and have a better season next year.
I think they win.
They win what?
I think they beat the Cavs. I said this last episode. Go check it out, actually. Episode 28. I just think it all depends on Darius Garland. He could be another James Harden.
I'd be with you. I'd be with you if Jalen Suggs was playing.
That's fair.
Jalen Suggs was playing.
I just think the Magic they still don't know any better. They're still not mature enough, so they can kind of go. And I think Garland is the key. Jared Allen is the key. Like, if they don't show up, the Cavs don't win.
But the Magic have had a bad second half of the season. Like, if this was the first half of the season, even when Paolo first went out, they were still winning.
Yeah.
And Franz went out, they were kind of keeping tread.
Teetering, yeah.
But ever since they came back, especially Paolo came back, they just haven't been winning. They haven't found that groove. And then Jalen Suggs is out. I just think this season just took a bad turn for them. So that's why I don't have confidence in them beating Cleveland. But if everything was legit, yeah, they would have a shot.
Yeah, I think because of the injuries and everything, there was no continuity, no flow to the season. So that messed everything up. Because before Paolo went out, he had a 50-piece. Like, he was, he was on the up and up. Yeah. But I also think it's a combination of the Cavs kind of leveling out as well. I feel like.
Are they leveling out?
You think they plateaued?
They've lost 4 straight.
Yeah.
That's not a championship team.
That's 4 straight to Orlando, LA, Sac, and Phoenix.
But that's what I was telling you. I was like, I just don't believe in them.
That's how I'm with you with Orlando possibly beating them in the playoffs. Yeah. I think they're leveling out.
Because they might overlook the Magic throughout this whole process. That's all I'm saying. Like, you're probably thinking about the next round, or you think about championship. You're thinking about other things opposed to like what's in front of you. That's all I'm saying. And the Magic can just play gritty and hard nose, and let's see what happens.
Not popular.
They're
but
good for that.
They're like the 60-22 Hawks. I feel. They're like the Hawks that were 16. They won 60 games that year, but they weren't favorites.
Oh, you talking about when they lost to LeBron?
Yeah, I feel like that's the way the Cavs are now. Like, they're the top team in the East, but they're not.
That's what people are expecting.
That's how I feel.
I agree with that.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe in the Cavs whatsoever.
Yeah.
Another team, champion, the Milwaukee Bucks. They have Doc Rivers leading the charge over there. Do you guys believe in the Bucks? They currently sit in 5th place right now. Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that with a smoke? Look.
They just had a team. They just had a player coach meeting. So Doc Rivers called a meeting with with Dame and Giannis. So those 3 got together and had a little powwow coach player meeting. And in my opinion, I think that the experiment of Giannis and Damian Lillard has failed. And I don't see a recovery from it. I know they tried to make some adjustments, but it didn't work. I think that they're going to go in the playoffs and they're going to fall flat. Doc's going to have another losing season underneath him, and we'll be back at the drawing board trying to figure it out again.
No, there's no figuring it out. Giannis is gone.
Yeah.
If they don't pull any miraculous shit out their ass,
I don't see it happening.
He out of there.
And I don't see it happening. I see them losing to Cleveland. I'm sorry, not Cleveland. I see them losing to New York. I see the Knicks beating them. So,
where they sitting at?
So right now they're 5th. So currently they will be against
4th and 5th.
The Pacers.
Okay, so the Knicks are 3rd.
We're
now.
3rd.
Yeah, so it would have been Pacers and Bucks in the first round.
Okay,
then they would get the
they
winner
got a
of
rivalry
Cleveland
there,
and
I'm gonna enjoy that matchup. Pacers and Bucks. Because remember a couple of years ago, Giannis ran in the tunnel to grab the game ball, and they have friction. Like, there's a lot of friction between those 2 teams.
That's because Giannis is not trying to make friends.
No, of course, but they stole the game ball, and he wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. So
they had a contentious little 4-game. Like, then they didn't want to face him in the playoffs. Like, Milwaukee was 1-4 against them last year. So, and Halliburton be talking that shit.
Exactly.
But yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Bucks? What do you think? Are they cooked?
No, they're not cooked. You got Giannis and you got Dame, and if they're healthy,
But you have Doc as your coach. That's all.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Doc's team. I
Historically.
just don't like them in the fourth quarter or the last. Like I feel like they're going to.
Is
implode.
Doc Rivers
being
James
up
Harden?
3-1.
Is Doc Rivers James Harden in the coaching form currently?
James Harden never won.
That's an argument.
No, I'm just
But
asking. You know what
Doc
I mean?
does have that one championship that KG and
Yeah,
Paul
but
Pierce got
that's-
for him.
but
So
You just said it, 3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
But I
You know what I
got
mean?
it though.
Huh?
I got it though.
we gotta
Yeah.
see what the Bucks are gonna do. You gotta give a little bit of faith to Giannis, a little bit of faith to Dame.
We don't know. Giannis has been hurt going into the playoffs or in the playoffs.
I
You know
mean,
what
they still
Like,
got Kuzma
but
on the
it's
bench
never-
too.
It's never no crazy. It's a freak injury.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? A hit, like he fell, like something like that. So it's nothing that you got to be too worried about. Just hope he don't fall. Bobby Portis is going to be coming back.
is he gonna be clean?
Hopefully not. It'll give him an extra boost. You know
Well, I
what
mean,
I'm
do you
saying?
think how long is it going to take him to get into game shape again?
Game shape? I mean, by the first round of the playoffs. he
You
should
think
be
so?
straight.
I mean, running on the treadmill or running outside is different from like NBA basketball.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's all.
But
Those
like
fast
he'll
twitch
probably be
muscles.
coming
Yeah.
off the bench.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
it just
He'll-
the rhythm. You know what I mean? Like that
15,
rhythm
20 minutes
might be
a
gone.
game.
You don't think Kuzma will help?
Yeah, Kuzma, but they have him. Be a third wheel. They need something dynamic. That's what it is. They just need something dynamic because Dame and Giannis is just straight to the basket. So you got to find your way and somehow to play with that. Dame's been struggling with that, but I think he's finding his rhythm. But Dame, the last couple of years, has been through some injuries. He is a little bit older.
Yeah.
He's not the same player. So I
Did-
think that's an issue.
Did the Bucks fuck up in trading Drew away for Dame?
No, because
Yeah, you
with
saw-
Drew Holiday in this position, they wouldn't have a championship team either.
You
know
don't
what
think
I'm
so?
saying?
You don't think they would be a lot more competitive than what they are now?
No, because
They'd
that
be better on the defensive end.
maybe, but like
But
you not being able to score.
Yeah, you'd be
shit like
clogged on
that.
offense.
Yeah, I mean, you could put the ball in Dame's hand in the last minute of the game, last play of the game. You can give it to Dame.
But you got to think about that. The other team like was with Middleton. Like Middleton has been gone since
Yeah.
and hurt. Like they had different pieces. That's what I'm talking about with Drew Holiday.
Got
It's
you.
like, you know what I mean? They're not, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be the same.
They'd be the same, you think?
Yeah, they wouldn't be the same as far as the
Got
other
you,
year
got
when
you.
they won the championship.
Got you. And their adversary we just talked about, the Pacers led by Tyrese Halliburton. What do you think about the Pacers?
I mean, they're coming back together now. They were in. Halliburton was injured.
Yeah,
Who's
he's
it?
always
He's
he's,
been-
yeah, in and out of the lineup.
So I mean, they're coming back together now. I don't see them making a lot of noise this year.
They don't go to the Eastern
I
Conference
know
Finals
that
this year.
Nah, I think they had their moment. They were able to take advantage of the Knicks last year because of injuries and fatigue. But I think that they don't go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They might be first round and out. I could see the Bucks beating them in the first round. So
Halliburton has been stepping it up. A couple of episodes we talked about Halliburton hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
that's true.
He's turned the corner. He's
Shout out to
picking
you
it up.
watching the Running Point and all that, Tyrese. We appreciate it.
The reason the Bucks have an issue with them is because what I was just saying, as far as the Bucks need to be more dynamic, the Pacers are dynamic.
Yeah.
Running up and down the court, none of that lagging around, not waiting for no Brook Lopez or shit like that. So if the Pacers are hitting, it could be a fun little series.
Yeah, it's just that half court game gets real in the playoffs.
Who's the X Factor? Do you guys have an X Factor in the series?
Giannis?
Giannis.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think,
Giannis.
Serge? You've been quiet over there,
Definitely
player.
Giannis. No, what you mean? Giannis.
That's it? No tidbit like the Pacers, the Bucks, you really haven't got given your opinion, sir.
I
wanna hear
don't
that.
really believe in Indiana at all,
Okay.
per se. I don't think, like, they're a playoff team, but they're not a contender. I don't expect
Nah.
to see them pass the second round.
We don't even have to waste time talking.
Yeah.
about it.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, to a team that we're going to talk about heavily.
Oh
My
gosh.
team, the New York Knicks and all that.
So
we currently,
funny how he saved them for last too.
yeah, be the best for last, baby. You know what I mean? We're currently in third. What do you guys think?
Y'all been losing.
We've been in
I
third.
know,
What do y'all
bro,
think?
but y'all, for real.
We've been in third.
Listen, I know that's your team, but how do you feel about all this losing, man?
We about to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we about to lose. We're about to
Yeah.
lose to the Pistons.
I feel that too.
Only because, like, realistically, we've like hit our peak and we're tired, and they're a physical young team.
Didn't we say that though?
We didn't. I don't think we said that.
Didn't we call that though?
No, somebody here called that.
Maybe.
I'm
What?
almost
Like,
positive.
What?
Like beginning of the season, we called it though, right?
Called
Something
what?
like that.
Tom Thibodeau, something about Tom Thibodeau.
Something about
coaches,
working
your players.
being
First of all,
tired.
can I
Something
talk?
like that.
I said that, and
I'm talking.
I said that, and I still chose y'all to go to the.
Can I
Eastern Conference
talk?
Final.
Can I have a
Oh, my
conversation?
fault, DJ. My fault.
Damn, I'm like trying to
What
be
do you
like
think, son?
I'm being
My
like
fault.
a realistic fan, unlike you guys. You
But
guys
you
aren't
just said that
unrealistic.
y'all
Laker
tired.
fans. A real fan, nigga.
Go ahead.
Can I speak? Damn, y'all never like.
Yo, that was crazy. They picked up the drinks in sync at the same time.
I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
because we relaxed.
I don't care. Anyway,
LeBron came back. He not tired. He just had 2 weeks off.
anyway. So I
Like,
think you know what I mean. I think Tom has run his course.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, he's run his course. We need a new coach, and we need a players coach, dog. Like he's a good developmental coach, but I don't know if he would like lower himself to be just an assistant coach now.
You need like a Doc Rivers
No, we just need a young guy,
or a young coach.
a younger coach. Yeah, that is experienced. Maybe someone from the fucking Spurs tree or some shit. Just something that's innovative.
Like a Tim Duncan.
No, we don't need Tim Duncan. Like I don't know who we need as a coach. Honestly,
Yo, DJ, just FY, they won tonight.
we beat the fucking Wizards, dog. They ain't really nothing to write home about. I just think
But
we're
y'all got,
dragging
look,
ass.
y'all got. I'll cut y'all some bail. Like y'all stuck in the third place. So the energy to win these games may not be there. And Jalen is hurt. So it is what it is. But like the fact that some of these players, like it's not even about being physically tired. Like you could be mentally tired. It's 82 seasons
yeah.
and
82
Thibodeau's playing them like this.
Yeah.
And like now you gotta like re-energize yourself for the
He's
playoffs.
playing them. They're practicing. Like they.
Yeah,
they
like it's
putting in.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Mikal Bridges, the Iron Man in the NBA, he's complaining now. It's like, come on, bro.
He's like outwardly to the media.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like,
calling them.
bro, it's like, and then he had a spat with Josh Hart a couple of games ago as well. It's like, niggas is tired of this nigga, man.
It's looking like being mentally tired.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you
We're
know
checked
what I
out.
mean?
We're
Side
checked
effects
out.
of it.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we're checked out for sure. We're
So
checked
you
out.
guys out of there in the first round.
First round.
The
Yeah.
Knicks.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson though doesn't look like he get mentally tired or is any lack in the mental area at all. So him coming back,
I just don't think if that's the case, then we're going to play for Jalen. But I don't know if we're going to play for Tom anymore. I think we're done.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
I think we're just physically, mentally checked out, and we're just over this nigga.
Did they ever find out who was lying between Mikal Bridges and
No,
Tom
you
Thibodeau?
I
already
didn't
know
really-
it was Tom Thibodeau lying. Like,
And if he was, the team checked out on him.
That's what I'm saying.
If he was, and
Yeah.
the team knows about this situation, and
Yeah.
you go to the media and say, no, it never happened, and the team is really tired, like they checked out on
I mean,
You-
nigga, look
nah.
at it. Like the track record. Why would you keep Derrick Rose in a playoff game when you guys are up and beating the 76ers?
you know, he's at the history of this, man. Like this.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, my nigga, why?
Like even just go back last playoff, like last year, he did
Well,
the same thing.
Yeah. We never played a bench.
Never.
Ever. Yeah.
It's a 7-man rotation.
Right. I mean, fuck him. But he won in 08 as a defensive coach. Does defense win basketball or championships anymore? Or is that a
Well,
loss? Is that a lost thing?
I feel like the NBA's adapted this this offensive minded style to like get people to watch them, which is like affected like I don't want to say the integrity of the game, but like the value or the prestige of the game because you can't even watch an All-Star game no more. Like no defense is whack in the NBA, right? But like when we were watching, like some of our favorite players were like the best defensive players.
Mhm. Defense
Yeah.
was exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
And
that
sometimes boring, though, too,
yeah.
for some.
Yeah, and the NBA is like discounted its value in defense, like severely. Like we had defensive teams
Yeah.
that won the championship, the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it
Relax,
is,
huh?
you know.
Oh, yeah.
Relax.
Hey, I mean, Bishop.
I'm saying,
Well,
you
that's
was
Ben
saying
Simmons.
something very important and shit. Like,
I
you
mean, but
wanna-
it's true.
It's true.
Thank you for not being a Laker fan today.
No, I am a Laker fan, but I'm also gonna
I'm saying
be
a basketball.
honest,
You're being a basketball fan.
be
so
honest about what we talking
Thank you.
about, right?
appreciate it. Like
I-
some niggas on this set.
don't know what you're talking about.
Like
That's
some
crazy.
niggas on this set.
He started off with the trouble. Like,
What? What troll?
all right, continue, Steve.
Continue.
Now, back
You're doing a great job, sir.
I'm good.
You're doing a great job. Go ahead, sir.
Well, defense, like the defense winning championships back in the day, right? You could win games off defense, like especially in the 90s, in the early 2000s. Games was in the 90s, in the early hundreds, low hundreds, I mean. So you could win a game by being a good defensive team, proven by the Detroit Pistons holding teams to like 80, 90 points. Like if the range is right there, you could play defense well enough. But now the range with the Spurs, a couple of different teams was doing it like that, right? But now, like the range, teams are scoring $110, $120. Like you can't play that type of defense.
No.
You can't. You know what I mean?
Question.
But the thing is, right? Defense, you may not be able to be a defensive team really for the whole game unless you're OKC and has the wing athletic defenders. But you need to be able to get stops at specific moments.
Yeah. Did D'Antoni fuck this NBA up?
That's
with
a
that
good
Phoenix
question.
Suns team?
I mean, listen, it takes more than a D'Antoni to fuck the game up.
But bro,
How do you mean?
Like
just
his fast
fast pace.
3 second
15 or less,
offense,
right?
Yeah.
But how
It's
long?
like
No,
seconds.
it didn't fuck the NBA up. It was the adaptation of that to the rest of the coaches, right? Because Mike D'Antoni, did the Suns win any chips? No.
But that's what I'm saying. Defensively, they were porous. Because remember, like at one point, like Quentin Richardson was the leading 3-point shooter. Josh, I can't even think of his name. Joe Johnson, he was high. Like he was a 40% 3-point shooter.
I think it was more about like getting people to watch the game.
You had Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
he had a strategic plan, which could have worked for some injuries and just blah, blah, blah. But again, like I'm saying, like Mike D'Antoni with his strategic ways, if he was able to get stops at key moments, shit could have been a whole lot
But they
different for
never
the
did.
Suns. So that's what I'm saying. So in today's game, you don't need to play defense like back in the day, but you need to be able to get stops.
in key moments.
That's the step that Mike D'Antoni missed.
Got
He
you.
completely forgot about defense and thought he could win with offense. But other teams were, all right, if the game is close, I could stop you for 2 possessions.
Got you.
And
know
then
what
he
I'm
got
saying?
rid of Carmelo, which is a whole nother story. That was wild.
I mean, I'm not going to talk about the Knicks because we're off them. You know what I mean? But like,
he kind of fucked y'all up too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about defense. Now, how we go back to the Knicks?
You brought up Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, you brought up.
I'm just
D'Antoni.
saying.
But I don't think D'Antoni contributed to that because
Ruining the NBA?
the Suns' tenure of that 7 seconds or less was only from 05, 06 to like
But
2012.
sometimes all you need is a sample size to like
I
make it
understand-
morph into what it's supposed to be.
I understand, but I also think that's his system. But that was a result of the players that he
Right.
had too. Like
people-
it wasn't like you had
teams,
Barbosa,
players,
Raja
coaches
Bell,
adapt.
Tim Thomas, Amari Stoudemire. Like
everything
but even
adapts.
around that time-
Everyone's
but
trying to be like
you
the
look at
Warriors
the
now.
people who actually won the chip
Yeah.
around that time. It wasn't like teams with that style.
it was a Spurs. Like
It
it
was
was
the Lakers,
matter of fact,
but
Spurs,
everyone- it
Lakers,
was the
Celtics.
Lakers.
I understand, but everyone adapted to that.
It
Though.
was-
Everyone adapted to the NBA. Everyone adapts to that.
It
New
was
style.
the Celtics. It was the Lakers.
The
it
only
was
reason
the
I s-
Spurs. It was the Heat.
Yo,
The only reason I say that is because during that time,
whatever era you in, whatever style you want to play, man. You know what I'm saying? Lakers is going to be
You gonna
there.
ignore my take?
Can I hear you?
You gonna ignore my
conversation?
take?
No, I'm saying like y'all, we don't ever let Serge speak.
No,
Y'all
go
like,
ahead. I
y'all
forgot-
interrupting the
I
game.
forgot my
He
train of
blind
thought.
and deaf all of a sudden.
Like,
He gonna look at me
my
or
fault.
listen to
My
me.
fault.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to
That's all
listen
good.
to
I forgot what I was saying.
this
It's all
nigga.
good.
Y'all-
No. Yeah, I was saying the 7 seconds or less. It didn't last that long because the championship teams that came after, they weren't playing like that. The Heat, the Spurs,
But it is
even
but
the people in the
the
What
finals.
is it now? What do you call this now?
It was what do you mean?
Well,
It
What
was-
is this NBA
it's
now?
Steph did it.
not 7 seconds or
Yeah,
less.
it's not 7.
But there's no defense.
But it's
There
because
is
of
no
the 3
defense.
points. It's because of the 3-point shooting, not necessarily.
My nigga, I just said, come on. Quentin Richardson led the NBA at one point in
Yeah,
time.
but they weren't. They weren't shooting at that
revolutionized the game
level
of-
though.
huh?
It was running. It wasn't 3-point shooting. With
It
the
was
Suns.
3-point shooting, Serge.
No.
Look it up.
I got.
I
you.
mean, they're. What are y'all
That's fine.
arguing about?
He's saying that it was running opposed to the 3-point shooting,
No,
and he's saying.
but
it's
essentially,
just-
he's saying that
right
it was
now it's
7
just
seconds or
3-point
less
shooting.
that transitioned the NBA to what it
Yeah,
is now.
everything's
and
fast.
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, it played a part.
Right.
They're not doing 7 seconds or less now, but the more 3-point shooting, all right, I'll let you get some tools. No mid-range jump shots. That's what Mike D'Antoni brought to the game. Like no mid-range jump shots.
That's today's NBA.
Analytical, yeah. But at the same token, like, right, the 7 seconds or less, the way they were playing in Phoenix is totally different than what he was doing in Houston with James Harden.
Mhm.
That was one of the slowest offense, but it was still was threes and twos.
That's what I'm saying.
And
layups.
dribble.
I'm not
Right.
saying 3. I'm not saying 7 seconds. I'm just saying opening up the game of basketball. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the fast pace
Yeah.
or anything like that. Maybe
Yeah.
I misled with that. Like Draymond Green said, he should win the award this year, Defensive Player of the Year. Is there like still a thing to that award? Is it still like a thing to chase or pursue?
We just don't.
Because,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because prior to Draymond going out, we were all hyping up Wemby. So defense is a thing. I still think because he was clearly the Defensive Player of the Year this year. Now that he's gone, it opens up the lane, but there's not as much juice with the Defensive Player of the Year now. I feel.
What do you think?
I just don't think it's as exciting when it's a big man. I think it's more exciting when it's a wing or a stretch 2 or
But they rarely win it.
I know, but when Ron Artest was winning it, like it meant more, right? Like
Mhm.
it was like, okay, you know,
Because they're guarding the more athletic
exactly.
player on the opposing
But
team.
what
Yeah.
about? All right, so but Draymond's the type of defender to defend all 5 positions.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
I
rare.
think,
Yeah.
that's
A rare thing. And that's highlighted, but I don't think the NBA likes Draymond, so they won't give him the award just because of that
okay.
reason.
Yeah, I was gonna go into that. too.
It's the media. We just talked about it last episode.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna dictate who wins this award, who they feel is gonna win the award, and it's not gonna be Draymond. As great as he is, as
I
many
mean,
accolades as he has, he already has the Defensive Player of the Year.
held
award.
Giannis 0-7.
Say it again.
Giannis 0-7.
Exactly, and that's why he's talking to shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What
talk-
happened?
So on his defensive possessions that he was guarding Giannis was 0-7 against him. He didn't
Yeah.
score against Draymond at all.
Yeah.
And that's why
He went on
Draymond
his
was
platform.
like 1,000,000%. He's the DPOY for this
Mhm.
year.
I mean, you can't argue with that. I mean, there's other
Can't.
like what's that
You can't.
at all? Like, so it's like, who do you guys have a favorite defensive player of all time, or just a favorite player that's in this era right now?
I have a favorite defensive player of all time that never got the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Who's that?
LeBron James.
When he lost to Marcus Hall.
I feel like that was one of those times where he deserved it and he didn't get it, and the NBA, they're all about their popularity and spreading the love, so it doesn't always seem genuine when people get awards because sometimes it feels like they don't deserve them. And that was one of the times that's just one thing missing from his
Resume.
that he should have gotten. I hear all the awards that they compare him to that MJ has that he doesn't. But
Yeah.
he should have got Defensive Player of the Year award for sure.
Yes, sir.
Kind of hard off the top of the head, but I'm gonna go with KG, Ron Artest. I like some of the physical defenders, but I'm right now. I'm gonna go with KG off the top of my head for defenders.
Oh yeah.
Leadership, kind of doing what Draymond's doing. I would love to see KG in this era, but before Draymond, the talkative, making sure people's in their spots. Not just guarding your man, but basically shutting down the team's offense. KG was doing that, especially you got to see it a whole lot more when he got to the Celtics, and you could see it there. But yeah, for him, that's where I'll go with KG.
Who you got?
So it's not a popular opinion. It's not a name guy, but like it's between Shawn Marion and Tayshaun Prince.
For your all time?
For defensive purposes.
I'm
Those
saying
are
for
the people I watched.
Okay.
And I think they're very similar in that they both played a 3, but they were asked to guard the opposing team's best
They're both
player.
light skinned like you.
Nah, Tayshaun's on something else though. Tayshaun's on something else, bro.
Tayshaun Nugget.
Yeah, that's different. But I know they're not star players, but they were asked to do a lot, I feel like, and they brought it. The offense wasn't always around them, but they averaged like 18, 20 points on their relative teams. And nothing was like they didn't have to generate the offense.
Well, one had Steve Nash, so he didn't have to generate shit.
And Jason Kidd.
And Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
That's wild. Tayshaun, he was like
He had
super
chance.
gifted athletically.
That's what I'm saying.
He had those long arms, long enough to lay it up or
Lanky.
dunk it.
Or do a chase down block to
or
Reggie
do a
Miller.
chase down
I
block
was
to
just gonna say
Reggie.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Yeah,
they had to
Tayshaun.
play defense they had to play defense every night. That was their thing.
And that he
Not
could
saying KG didn't, but he had a lot more.
And
I
he's
mean,
a champion.
offense, defense.
One of them is. Did Shawn Marion win the chip?
Yeah, with the Mavs.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So
2011.
they both got their chips.
Yeah.
It would have been something to see that Detroit team with Carmelo, but it never happened. So
Yeah.
Did you? I got
Joe
one. I got
Dumars,
another
crazy.
one, but you could go. Did you say yours?
yeah, LeBron.
Oh yeah, you said LeBron. You didn't say one, did you?
No, you can go ahead if you want to.
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Yo, hot take real quick. Lonzo Ball, I penciled him in as my top point guard of all time. Like, if I'm building a team, of course he didn't have the career, but if I'm building a
His
team,
career's still going though, dog.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
mean-
that to him. Come on, man.
if I'm building a team, I would want Lonzo as my point guard.
Damn.
Lonzo
for
or
this-
like a player like Lonzo?
Obviously now a player like Lonzo, because he just doesn't have the resume.
Right.
And just didn't do it. But yeah.
So
But
he's like that.
as far as defensively, I in my mind, I pictured him winning a Defensive Player of the Year award. So yeah, I love his defense. The way he plays defense and covers the ground, if he just didn't go through these injuries, like that should be studied. So
What about Rajon Rondo?
I like people who could stop people. Like Rajon Rondo was a smart defender, but just physically, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't going to match up with someone.
But he also had help though
though.
too,
Yeah.
Rajon, on that great Celtics team. He had TA, Tony Allen.
He was
I
a
was
great
about to-
defender.
that
though.
was- yeah,
He was a
yeah.
very,
That was my
great
next one.
defender.
Tony
yeah,
Allen.
like Tony Allen.
But he just didn't have
Shout
the
out to Tony
size,
Allen
like-
and Out the Mud podcast.
For
He
sure.
just recently got his jersey retired, so shout out to TA.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Where at?
Memphis.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So the grind
How y'all feel about Bruce Bowen?
Bruce Bowen, Edward Scissorhands. Like,
Yeah, all he do is grab and hold. Grab and hold him.
That
Grab
ain't
and hold
kicked too.
him.
He kicked a couple people.
I mean,
I just
yeah.
because you know when you see a dirty play,
Mm.
and I felt like there were times where he would cross that line, like putting your foot underneath a jump shot. Like he did that and was accused of doing that way too many times, and he hurt some people doing that. You
Mm.
know, so I mean, that's just my opinion as a basketball fan
Yeah.
watching, because most people don't even know who Bruce Bowen is, right? And then people who do, they probably didn't watch it the way I did, but he played dirty. I remember Stoudemire, Starbury, your boy, he called him out on it for hurting some people on the Knicks, and I always kept my eye out for him. I know he tried to do it with Kobe, and he was just known for doing little sneaky stuff, that the camera would catch, but you probably wouldn't notice in the game. That's it. But Bruce was a decent defensive player.
My guy, Dennis Rodman, man.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say
He's my
that.
favorite player of all time, man. Like, I mean, you
But
just
he
think
was
about
nice,
it. Yeah, like,
That's
my nigga
But
had.
he got defensive player of the year,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That was the thing is, like, my nigga, you knew he wasn't going to score.
Yeah.
He's either going to get the defensive rebound, offensive rebound, and just get in your fucking head by grabbing your ass, grabbing your nuts, anything he could do to kind of distract you from doing. Pause. But doing what I'm saying, like, that's what he did. So that was my man.
That's what you going to highlight, my nigga?
I'm just saying, like, you can see it on highlights, my nigga. He did this.
So you like the fact that he was willing to go anywhere.
Nah. He's also the guy who would go after 50-50 balls too. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you got,
but I'm saying, like, he dive
He probably did
into the
too.
stands,
He
my nigga.
did
Like,
too.
he's getting those extra possessions for your team. So it's like, that's my guy, man.
And he was a great, before, our era.
Before Chicago?
Yeah, before we got to really
Yeah.
watch him.
Yeah.
Prior to our era, or y'all a little older than me. Fuck
Relax, nigga.
it. Maybe y'all watched
Relax,
him.
nigga.
But back in Detroit, the nigga was a wing defender as well. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Guarding Jordan
Yeah, exactly.
and all that. And we ain't even mentioned Scotty, the prototype.
Very
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Like,
Very
Scotty
true.
was the prototype. So
Very
there's a
true.
lot of people that
Dwight,
I think we just.
Who?
Dwight Howard, defense.
I mean, he was dominant.
He's
He
a
was
different type
dominant.
of defender. He's a rim protector,
Yeah,
not,
that's-
not
that's the only
somebody
thing.
you put on every
You
He's
funnel-
more of
you
a
funnel.
paint protector,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah.
he
You
would
funnel
get
him.
anywhere in the paint, you're done.
Yeah.
These NBA players that played against Dwight, respect him. They say that nigga was super physical, used to elbow nigga, was mean.
You see his
And-
shoulders and everything. Like he used to, he would lower his shoulder into you all the time. You know, he
Remember
wasn't
he
afraid.
knocked out Big Baby?
He was.
By accident. Remember when he knocked out Big Baby
Oh, yeah, that's
after
right.
grabbing a rebound?
Yeah, the elbow.
Concussion
Remember?
down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You never saw that?
You remember,
I don't remember.
he knocked
Yeah.
him out and Big Baby walked over to
Oh,
to Doc
I remember the
Rivers
Big Baby
and-
part. When
And
he
he
was
like, did he like
Yeah.
fall? He like
Yeah.
fell
Okay.
on Doc or something.
he got up and he was stumbling. He
Yeah,
was
he
out
had a
of it.
concussion.
He was knocked out. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But I
And that
don't
was-
remember the play though. I'll have to
Dwight was
watch
coming
it.
down for a rebound. That's it.
Yeah.
He came down for a rebound
Top
and
of his head,
oof,
yeah.
just hit him.
Elbow.
Damn.
See ya.
Yeah, but these players, when they be talking about Dwight, they be like, yo, then they was like they were scared to take the ball into the paint.
And then
Yo,
like
one of my favorite defensive teams, low key, one of my favorite defensive teams was the rivals to the Pistons on the East. It was the Pacers that had Steve Jackson, Ron Artest,
okay.
Jermaine O'Neal, that last Reggie Miller run. Woo, them boys was defense all day.
Nigga, please.
They might
Jamal
have won the
Tinsley.
chip that year, son.
Jamal Tinsley, they had a squad,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That
They had a
was prime
squad.
Ron Artest.
Oh my
Nigga,
god.
please.
What?
Nigga, please.
He was
What you mean?
So a person we just alluded
oh,
to.
they was
it.
giving all that business to the Knicks. I
We
forgot
were
about
trash
that.
at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the Knicks had their little defensive era.
90s, you know what I mean?
You know what I
Talk to
mean?
me. You know
All
what I
right,
mean?
let's move
Talk
on.
to
Let's
me.
move on.
Chris
Talk to
Child.
me. Talk to
Chris
me.
Childs, Charlie Ward.
What is
I
R&B?
already know what you said. I already know what you said. Relax.
DJ, hold on.
DJ, come on. Relax.
R&B Cole?
Respect, man. Respect.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, cut.
No disrespect. But Gobert, he doesn't get his proper respect. He's a 4-time.
Nobody likes him.
He's just a.
He said what?
Nobody likes him. He's a goofball.
I'm just saying, like, is
Ever
he
since-
prized anymore in this
that
NBA?
COVID shit?
Ever since the COVID shit.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same narrative with Draymond. Like everybody hates him because of that bullshit.
The reason
It's
he's
something
been
that
winning
sticks
though,
out too.
like the Defensive Player of the Year awards and shit like that, is because with him you could build a good defensive team. All right, like the nigga is 7 foot, whatever. He's athletic. He's gonna block some shots. He's gonna be a presence in the paint.
Yeah.
So your defense could actually be built around him because he's gonna cover so much space. Now, when you're able to game plan against them and take them off the court, obviously in today's game where you're not guarding 7 foot guys all the time, and I mean the nigga just can't guard 1-on-1. Period.
That's what I'm saying. So is he a true defensive player of the year? You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. In today's NBA.
He's like a.
You know what I mean?
Not saying he's as good as them, but he's like a prototypical 90s big.
Yeah,
Like I'm just
for
there.
sure.
I'm big. I'm blocking shots.
Right.
I don't shoot.
He's
Guess-
Jared
you know-
Dudley. I mean, Chris Dudley.
I want to give him a little more
Stop.
than that because that's
Stop.
that's 4 times.
I don't know who he is. He's not even Mutombo. Mutombo will give you a little 17 points.
That's why I said he's like Chris Dudley.
Nah.
Shit, he's
Chris
more-
Dudley was trash.
Would you put him more along like a Tyson Chandler?
Yep.
No.
I was
Yeah.
just about to, but not
Tyson's
even
more
like
athletic.
Not
Tyson's
as
more
good, but the
athletic.
same type of
Tyson.
type of
Tyson was
player.
a lob threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Gobert's
That's true.
nobody. But
That's true.
no disrespect. But he's like nobody that we can compare him to because he's really not good offensively.
I mean,
Yeah,
you see
there's-
what happens when Luca looks like he gets
That's
one-on-one
what I'm
with
saying.
Luca.
Cook,
That's
barbecue
barbecue
chicken.
chicken.
Like, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, is his, I don't know. Like, he wasn't impressive to me. That's all
Nah,
I'm saying.
there's no
But
more
he
Andrew.
done won his last award though.
You think he's done?
Yeah.
Who do
Yeah.
you, okay. I mean,
there's no more
it's not
Andrew
more.
Bynums in the league or nothing like
That's
that.
right, there's no more-
It's gonna be all athletic centers that.
but that's why I feel like the NBA dropped the ball going back to like Wemby. He should have won it last year, I thought, but you thought differently. I'm just saying in terms of the new era. That's all. And
I
then
mean,
a rookie
I'd
doing
tell
it,
you
that'd have
he's
been impressive.
If, it was
too.
gonna, if it's based on a new era, then they would look more towards some wings. These are the guys who's really, really playing defense. They're
Yes.
chasing.
But this is an anomaly. We've never seen anything like Wemby. That's
Of
all.
course.
And if they're trying to push him as the face of the league, this would have been a great milestone for him. You know what I'm saying? That's
And
what
it's
I'm
still
saying.
not too late though. It's very early.
It's not, of course,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, imagine rookie year coming in. Wes Unseld won MVP his rookie year. Like you could have momentum like that, like where it's like trajectory,
Yeah.
I
milestones,
get it.
achievements. You know what I'm saying? NBA storytelling. If viewership is down,
But
like, you know what I'm saying?
but
Like
the-
you have a French person that's coming in that's offensively minded as well.
But you would have to look at the totality of it. Like if you're playing defense, it would have to contribute to your team winning. If your team is 25 wins, you're not going to get the defensive player of the year. I understand he's an anomaly, but you're not contributing to your
But you don't
success.
think the Wolves will be good, just as good without Gobert?
We talking about Gobert or
This year.
Wemby?
I'm just saying last year. I thought they would be just as good. I'm just saying last year. I was still
Wait.
talking about last year with Wemby.
I mean,
Winning
Wait,
the
all
MVP.
right. I think we.
Yeah, I was
Where
talking
does
about last
Gobert
year.
come in though?
I don't think overall the whole season that their
Gobert
defense would have been the same. Like they did prove it that one game that Gobert didn't play in some instances like that. But no, for the totality of the season, that's why he'd be winning the award. Like everyone knows you could game plan against him because he, you know what I mean? Like with
He's a liability.
guards and he's a big with the switching, like you're gonna be able to game plan against him. You could do that against a lot of bigs
That's what I'm saying.
if you're not producing offensively. But throughout the course of the regular season, when Minnesota is able to build their defense with that backdrop and make their defense look good for all 30 teams against all 29 teams, then, you know what I mean, he gets the award. But when a single team like gets 7 games and able to game plan, like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. But because that's happened multiple times,
Yeah.
like, and people have complained like Draymond, other players, and now there's a Wemby, and now they're starting to pay attention to more guards and people like Dyson. What's his name?
Daniel Dyson.
Daniel Dyson. He nice with the defense.
Dyson Daniels, I'm sorry.
Dyson Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's his. Gobert's done with the award.
That's fair. I mean, like, do you think now the teams like the Thunder are doing it now where it's just team defense now?
Yes.
Like, is that how you just build championships now? Like, just team, it's not individual shutting down or slowing down the other individual player. You know what I mean?
Not that it's new because like
Yeah.
that's kind of like, you know, you think of some of the past championship teams like the Celtics with Rondo and Kevin Garnett. And
Yep.
it wasn't just KG.
Yep.
Or the Lakers, you know, with Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum and Lamar Odom and Ron Artest, like that. It was a team concept there, right? Even with Derek Fisher and like the way you spread those teams out, everybody has to play their role on the defense, and like that's what you need to see. I would love to see more of that. I'd like to see that on every team, you know. But they make too much money for that. It's only the people that really want to win a chip that play defense like that, you know.
But I also think the OKC is special because it's a group of individual great defenders as well. I think Lou Dort is good, Jalen Williams, and SGA. And Chet, just by height alone, being young and athletic, that contributes to their defense. So it's not just team defense. I think individually, they're all top tier as well.
And I think it has a lot to do with coaching.
That too.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to build a defensive scheme. It almost doesn't even matter, right, if you're a good individual defender or not. There's plenty of teams, like last year, the Mavs with Luka, they had a great defense. Steph, for years, Golden State had a great defense. So individual, you have to have a team structure and a team defense and be all on one accord and have a main person who's directing you. So with OKC, their coach seems to have all of them on the same page. Like you've seen a little bit of it, right, with the Celtics. The Celtics, they play defense all on the same page with Drew Holiday and Derek White and their team defense. The Lakers started displaying it this season, team defense. So it is a team defensive thing now. Like you got to be able as a team, because there ain't no way with these teams shooting like 40, 53s and shit like that. Like
That's
Do
nuts.
you think it's harder though? It seems like it's harder for the coaches to get some of these players to play D. It just seems like it's more of a challenge now. You can't even get the All-Stars to play D.
because there's so much ground to cover.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say maybe it's not because they don't want to. Like physically, it's
I think the skill development is that's
You're
what's
saying
probably
because they're
happening.
shooting straight from half court.
No, just
now?
the-
Yeah,
Just
nigga, it's
Hold
kicked out over there. Like,
I think Gil alludes to this a lot. Like the offensive game has just
Yeah.
over the years just gone up, and defense, there's nothing we can really do. We're taking shit away actually
Because you can't
no hand
practice
checking, no
defense. There's so many like shuffling drills you can do to stay in front of a cone that doesn't move. Like
That's true.
offensive players are developing skill sets during the offseason, and they're bringing it into the NBA.
That's
Trying
true.
new shit. It's like that's what's the hard part.
I mean, you can't do. It's hard to defend a half court shot that you've been practicing for half a decade and you got it nailed down. I mean,
but
like,
that's why you need team defense
Mhm.
and be able to get stops. That's
Communication.
the name of the game. You
Communication
got to
as
get
well.
some stops.
Speaking of the Thunder, what do you think? Are they pretenders or are they legit
Of course.
or ain't shit? I should say.
They there.
they're legit.
They're the second in line besides Boston. And you can't call anybody else a contender without calling the Thunder a contender.
Yeah, they are.
So you believe in them in the playoffs?
I still want to see it though.
Yeah.
I still
They
want to
gotta
see
prove
it
it.
first.
Okay.
Yeah, I
because
still got to see
they
it.
haven't accomplished anything,
Yeah.
but they're right there. So, we've seen a lot of teams hold that number one spot down. I mean, we were just talking about the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, right?
Yep.
They number one.
Shit, OKC last year.
Breaking records.
What
OKC
they
last
number?
year,
Number one.
and then you
But
get
you
in the
can't-
playoffs.
They were young.
and nothing happens, right? So, you want to see them actually become champions before you put that final seal of approval on them.
Who is their number 2 guy? If let's just say SGA has a bad couple of games, is there anyone that they can?
Jalen
I'm
Williams.
just saying,
Williams.
but he's also, what I'm saying, he's young too. Could he will them to a 1 or 2?
he's
Can he win
young.
a game in the playoffs?
He's young, but he's extremely mature
Yeah,
for his that type of player.
but the
Like,
moment,
We'll see.
the moment, of the
yeah.
playoffs, that's all I'm saying.
That's all we could do is we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we got the secret of the week here. We got a Rock and Under Armour collab. This happened in 2016. This is like being the best version of yourself in the room mentality. I'm not a big fan of Under Armours, but if you need, an opportunity to design some shit, holla at Runnin Point. But yeah, his pretty much lifetime contract with Under Armour, it seems like, because they were flailing at the moment in 2016, and they kind of partnered with The Rock when he's just always hot. So shout out to The Rock for making a collab and making generational wealth for you and your family. So shout out to you. Speaking of family, Joe Ingles just started because his 8-year-old son has autism, and he played in front of him in a blowout win when he was on the Magic. So shout out to Joe Ingles. And the number 1 seed in the East, or number 2 seed in the East, the Celtics, just recently sold their stake. What do y'all think? For like what was it, $6 to $9 billion?
Tell you
Shit.
right now.
Yeah, what was the total?
4.2 billion.
What's that?
4.2 billion.
4.2. What do y'all think? Is that crazy?
No, I mean they sold at a high. They just want a chip. They
Talk about Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the,
That was
organ-
6.8.
I thought it was like 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4.2.
But go ahead,
the
Steve.
organization is at a all-time high, just coming off a championship. So it is a business, and if you want to buy low and sell high, that's how you do it right there. So
What do you think?
I'm not mad at it.
What's the question?
Like your thoughts on this whole Celtics selling their team or the ownership selling?
I mean, yeah, exactly what he said. They just want a chip. Like the thing, you gotta check the ownership now that's going on around the league. Like that's why Cuban sold. Like these are $6.8 billion. There's
Yeah.
no longer a single person that could own a team like that. Not too many. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to tech companies and shit like that. So that's probably, I don't know who bought it, but that's probably what happened.
Bill Chisholm or Chisholm? I'm
Bill
not sure
Chisholm.
exactly what his name is. I mean,
Who
I think
is
it's
Bill Chisholm though? What does he do?
that's a good
Probably
question.
owns like some tech companies.
probably
There's
tech.
companies
Just
now
dropping
that are
$7
buying.
billion on a
At this, I mean,
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer did it back in the day. $2 billion. I mean,
2025 dropping
Coming from
$7
tech.
billion.
So Bill
It's gotta be
Chisholm.
When we finding out what happened with the pyramids and all that, like
That's
gotta know
that's
what's up.
another one.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's a co-founder of Symphony Technology Group. It's a private equity firm based in California.
oh yeah, so Silicon Valley, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the times, right? Like how Steph Curry built in the Warriors team, that dynasty, how that evaluation went crazy through the roof from when they purchased to where they are now. So it's happening. I just feel like we need more owners like a Mark Cuban. Like we don't know what this guy is. Like this guy that's coming in. I don't think they vet these guys. They just look more at the dollar amount opposed to anything else. What if not saying that the Celtics would do that because they're not that kind of franchise, but they allow certain franchises to be run by owners that don't really fucking care about the game of basketball. And it's a money grab. They treat it as a business opposed to trying to be the best version of themselves.
They can't let that nigga do what the Suns owner just did. That ain't gonna fly with the Celtics or what the Mavs owner just did. Those
Exactly.
both two
Yeah,
owners kind of ruined their franchises
because it's business.
because it's business
Yeah.
for them. So
Yeah.
but that ain't gonna fly with the
But
Celtics.
the thing I'm surprised is with Matt Ishbia, like he's a former basketball player. He went to Michigan State. I'm just saying you should know.
He had new
what I'm
owner
saying?
syndrome where he was just trying to win,
Yeah,
win,
for sure,
and
for sure.
just traded everything.
And
but
blow up your team.
the Mavs look like they just trying to.
Or
Make
remember,
money.
the ownership group is a casino family, so they're trying to move the team to Vegas. That's the word on the street. So
Mm.
we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's obviously
Allegedly.
playing
Yeah.
allegedly, but it looks like it's falling into place. How the fuck you trade a generational talent like that? That's crazy. Like just because, but you also there's no relationship either with Luka. 1 year is not going to build a strong relationship for a longevity term. So
Well, thank you.
I don't understand why they did it. No, of course I don't know why they did it, but it's the play to be in Vegas, possibly because the NBA is looking for a team in Vegas. LeBron is trying to be the head of that. That might be not a thing anymore. So, right. So it's
And
like
they gave Luka to LeBron, and now they're moving.
Yeah. Oh, this nigga. How anyway. But this is Running Point. If you found this episode to be dope, like and subscribe and go back and check us out. Peace.
Peace.